Well, howdy there, folks. James, Political Friar, coming at you again. Today, I want to talk about freedom of speech, cancel culture, civil society. One of the very first pieces I wrote for politicalfriar.com was entitled In Defense of the Culture War, and its thesis was that a vigorous civil society that it has some sharp elbows and allows people to bounce ideas off of each other is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And so I considered titling this video in support of or defense of the cancel culture. Because the thing is, free speech is not about being able to say whatever you want with no consequences. Far from it. Free speech cuts both ways. It is a idea that you can say whatever you want if you're willing to pay the consequences. And those consequences are not imposed by government, but they are imposed by your fellow citizens. And this topic has really come up recently in the context of Israel and Hamas. The reason is there's strong emotions on both sides of that conflict, and there's some reason for both sides to be real upset. Now, this is not a moral equivalency. Hamas is horrible, much, much worse than Israel. But Palestine is more sympathetic. So as long as the folks conflate Palestine and Hamas, they get in a lot of trouble because Hamas really is despicable. Their comments are driven off of a genuine support for the Palestinian people, and that is actually sympathetic. But you got to be careful, and because the words have consequences. Let's talk through a couple examples of how this has come up recently. The head of the New York University Student Bar Association, Raina Workman, published a unsolicited message out to the entire Student Bar Association, unapologetically supporting Hamas, saying that Israel deserved what it got, more or less, that those families who were murdered should have understand the natural consequences of their colonialism. Uh, Real ugly stuff, real nasty, way the out of line, not reasonable stuff. And she, they very quickly lost their job. This lawyer was set to work at Winston and Strawn, a law firm in New York City, after having done a summer associateship there. That's a good job. It's hard, but it'll also pay $195,000 a year, and it's gone. The person, as far as I know, is going to be unemployed come this fall. And that's how it's supposed to work. Because that's not the government getting involved in a situation. What it is it's a person exercising their free speech rights. You know, you can say despicable things, and then having the natural consequences of saying despicable things. Similar type of events have happened in other arenas. There's a literature institution called 92NY who canceled a reading from an author who was going to read from his autobiography. He's a Vietnamese person, and he also has criticized Israel explicitly in the past. And they canceled his reading. They said, you can't do that here because of your prior statements on Israel. And in response, members of 92NY resigned. They said that they wouldn't go to future readings. Other authors said that they wouldn't read there. And that's how it's supposed to work. 92NY has canceled its entire authors reading program over the resignations. They can't put it on anymore because of the civil society backlash to canceling this author's reading for things that he said about Israel. Good. That's how civil society works, is by using shunning and voting with your feet and voting with your money to approve or disapprove of speech that you like or don't like. And as long as the government's not getting involved, then that's a good thing. This is how it's supposed to work. Dave Chappelle was subject to a bunch of walkouts last night because he, during his show in Boston, criticized Israel. It It's funny that when asked for comment, Dave Chappelle denied being in Boston last night. That's a bit meta, a response, and funny. But that's how it's supposed to work. If Dave Chappelle says something objectionable, people should walk out and refuse to go to his shows. That's a feature, not a bug. Cancel culture is, for lack of a better word, good. Anyway, it's just my take. Tell me how wrong I am in the comments down below, and please like, subscribe, tell a friend. I really appreciate it. Thanks.